Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. The objective of this lesson is to understand that Allah did not just create us without purpose, but rather to know Him, worship Him alone, and live according to His guidance. Let's begin. After a major turning point in my life 2 years ago, I started wondering, why am I here? I spent years planning on my education, careers, and the future, but like many of us, I never stopped to ask why I was given life in the first place. I knew exactly where I wanted to go next on my daily schedule, but I did not always know why I was traveling through life at all. This disconnect was personal, and I was getting so caught up in the routine of the day that I forgot the bigger picture for a major part of my life. The world offers many different answers. Some people believe life is simply about chasing personal happiness. Others believe it is about becoming successful, making money, or leaving behind a legacy that people will remember. Yet, every one of those things will eventually come to a definitive end. Wealth stays behind in this world, achievements are quickly forgotten, and even the strongest bodies grow weak over time. It made me realize something crucial. If a purpose completely disappears when this life ends, then it cannot truly be the permanent purpose for which we were created. Allah did not create humanity by chance or without ultimate wisdom. Every human being was created intentionally with a deep purpose that comes directly from the Creator Himself. We are not random accidents wandering around trying to invent our own meaning. Allah reminds us of this in the Qur'an in Surah Al-Mu'minun. Then did you think that we created you uselessly and that to us you would not be returned? Our existence has real weight, and every single day we are alive is a fresh opportunity to fulfill the beautiful purpose for which Allah brought us into this world. Allah clearly tells us why He created mankind. He says in Surah Al-Dhariyat, "And I did not create the jinn and mankind except to worship me." For a long time, I used to view worship as just the few minutes spent on the prayer mat. But true worship is actually a complete way of living. When we speak the truth, even when it is difficult, when we honor our parents with patience, when we fulfill our promises, when we earn honestly, help others, and avoid what Allah has forbidden, we are living out our true purpose. Every ordinary part of life becomes deeply meaningful the moment it is intentionally done to seek His pleasure. And that is why Islam is known as a complete way of life and not just another religion. If Allah created us for a purpose, then He would not leave us to figure it out entirely on our own in the dark. Out of His mercy, He revealed clear guidance through His prophets and His books so that we would always know how to navigate this journey. Allah says, "Indeed, this Qur'an guides to that which is most suitable." We do not have to guess our way through life. The Qur'an teaches us what is right, warns us against what is harmful, and leads us toward true success. And that is a life that revolves around pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This world is not our permanent home. It is kind of a temporary classroom where we are tested to prepare for what comes after death. Allah tells us in Surah Al-Mulk, "He who created death and life to test you as to which of you is best indeed." Every single choice we make matters because it brings us closer to meeting Him. The purpose of life is not to collect as much comfort as we can before we die, but to spend our time in a way that Allah loves, knowing we will one day stand before Him. The question, "Why am I here?" is not one that Allah leaves unanswered. He created us with wisdom, showed us the path through revelation, and told us exactly what He expects from us. Knowing our purpose changes the way we look at every single day. We no longer have to wake up wondering what our life is. We can wake up knowing that every prayer, every good deed, every act of obedience, and every moment spent seeking Allah brings us closer to fulfilling the purpose for which we were created.